We got a DCOM to revisit.
Yes,
You
dude.
saw
We need
this
to
one?
start. We need to get an intro for these DCOM
Yeah, we do.
revisited.
We do it often enough that I think we should get one. Yeah.
We
That,
should,
yeah.
because this is the
A
ultimate
little
segment.
jingle that we can play. Yeah.
Yeah, DCOM revisited.
Perfect.
DCOM. DCOM revisited. Doodle-doo.
So last week we learned that Brink, which is the film we are revisiting this week is from 1998. It's from 1998.
98.
It is inspired by a story from the 1865 Hans Brinker or the Silver Skates, which is insane. What did you think about Brink?
Let's break down the story
What it
itself
is first? Okay.
Yeah, let's because that's important before we really like dive into our thoughts and feelings.
Sure.
Do you want
Okay.
me to explain the plot, or would
Yes.
you like to? Okay, so
Yeah. Go.
Andy, aka Brink, his last name is Brinker, but his friends like to call him Brink because why the Brink not? He is the leader of a group of these professional skaters, these roller skaters. Though they're not skaters. This is mid '90s. Jonah Hill wasn't even a thing yet. So he wants to do this all for fun. That's the beginning. Him and his buds, they're all doing this shit for fucking fun.
They're just soul
And
skating.
they have this they're just fucking soul skating, man. And then there's this like rival group, and they're not doing it for fun. They're fucking sellouts. They're corporate, man.
They're making
They're
that
getting
moolah.
money though, and they're making that moolah. And Brink is seeing all this moolah, and he hears his dad, played by one of the fucking officers, the gun-toting officer in the Police Academy films, all 6 of them, by the way.
Holy crap.
He finds out his dad might be losing his construction job, and so Brink decides he is going to join forces with the rival skating group so that he can get $200 a fucking week while his real friends are doing nothing. And this is a story about Brink really trying to come to terms with what is fun about skating and what is most important about it, while also maintaining his friendships and his relationship with his own padre. How was that? That was pretty. I felt like I nailed that.
That's exactly, yeah. It's about a kid who's taking care of his family and struggling whether or not to do something for the love of it or for the money, and he struggles. Perfect. Yeah, that was
it's something that literally everybody can relate
yeah.
to.
But not when you're a kid. This is like very intense, actually.
It is a very intense movie for a kid.
Because there's also the dad. There's a storyline with the dad and the mom, and they're struggling to get disability for his dad. And that's like, that's not a child subject that a child's going to listen to and fully understand. I feel like it's
yeah, no, it's
heavy storylines.
So we also have so the kid that plays Andy Brinker is Erik von Detten, who also did quite a few things. One of his main thing is that he voiced Sid from Toy Story.
Yeah, Sid from Toy Story. That's insane.
The Princess Diaries, he played student Josh Bryant. So he was a Disney kid, but this is like the only time Disney was like, hey, we're gonna give you the lead role. And he also voiced the kid in one of the kids in Recess as well. So he's Disney had this kid wrapped around their fingers.
He was on call for anything extra.
He was on call. He also played Flint the gorilla in Tarzan.
Oh yeah, the young Flint.
Yeah, Homeboy was everywhere. Okay, this kid, he was also in one of the TV movies, one of the TV sequels for Escape to Witch Mountain. Disney liked this kid enough, and then they were like, you know what? He had the face, and Disney, they were like, let's just give him our 3rd Disney Channel original movie, and we're just gonna have him say the wackiest dialogue in human history, but he's gonna be doing it so fucking straight. he's gonna do it so real, so honestly, so genuine. And guess what? In the end of this movie, everyone is going to fucking love Brink because guess what, man?
He's a perfect
Brink
guy.
is one of the greatest.
He's one of the greatest
DCOM of all time. Yeah,
the
no, this
character
movie
just does everything that he's just trying to make everyone better that he touches, and it's
he's
just
trying to
so.
make everybody happy. He's trying to
Oh,
please everybody, but he's also like he's trying to please everybody, but he does it in very stupid and kind of selfish ways because he's a kid.
Yeah.
But this movie also has every single character in this movie is memorable and they're fun.
Gabriella
And
is
I
one of
just
my
like,
favorite characters. The girl that her
dude,
best
yeah,
friend.
no,
That
she was
whole
great.
relationship is incredible, and the heart to heart they have about after she gets hurt is so good. I loved
Well,
all the
also the fact that they don't make her into this just a love interest, because that's what I was thinking the entire time.
Mhm.
And the fact they didn't go that route with either him or his buddy too, which seems like that's more of his best friend, but who knows.
Mhm.
I think that character's name is Jimmy. You keep thinking that Gabrielle is going to end up like hooking up with them, but nope, it's just they're all just fucking friends. And I just
Yeah.
loved that, because this movie reminded me a lot of Pixel Perfect in certain ways. And one of the ways being that it's exceeding our expectations while doing things that we've seen in 1,000 movies before.
Mhm.
And it just, the execution of this movie is pretty solid. And the way that it's filmed shocked the hell out of me.
It's
It was
close.
filmed.
It's this got this
It was
awesome
great.
film glow.
Yeah. And all these kids too, not to mention all these fucking kids are doing their own skating stunts,
For the most part,
which
yeah.
is for
There's
the
like
most part,
some
of course.
scenes
Like
where they'll
there's
do
some
like a
there's some
backflip in slow motion. It's clearly a stuntman, but yeah, they do those like
yeah,
they
but
are doing a lot of flips. Yeah,
they are doing a
clearly.
lot of stuff. Like
Yeah.
there are a lot of sequences where it's just them skating around,
Mhm.
and I thought it was going to get very repetitive after a while. But the
Yeah.
thing is that I loved about those sequences is seeing they're actually doing this shit. Like, of
Mhm.
course, there are some scenes where they have some stunt doubles, but there's one in particular where they're like hopping over some stairs and the camera just stays on them.
Oh
And
yeah.
you see and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
oh, okay, these kids are actually fucking
The,
doing something.
the
This
bad
this
guy in
this is
this
cool.
movie is good too. Like
Hell
what are they
yeah,
called?
he's
What
so
is the
over the
team
top.
called? They're called Team X
Oh
Blades,
man,
but the
X-Blades.
jealousy of the Val, his name's Val, I believe, the bad guy. He gets so
Mhm.
jealous once he's technically on the same team as Brink, and they like does something awesome, and then just because of his ego and his jealousy, he's like, do it again, because he knows he might hurt
Yeah.
his team again. And that tension in that scene was so good, where he's like, just do the trick again. He knows that he's trying to get
Mhm.
Brink hurt or something and just prove him wrong, and Brink's not
Oh
happy.
yeah, no,
Brink just goes and does it
he's
again.
he's an asshole, but he's like one of those Disney assholes that are just like
He's smart
so
though.
memorable, and
He's smart.
kind of like in the end of the movie too, you're kind of like, even though I know he's an asshole, I still kind of like him. I
Yeah.
kind of want to hang. I
Like
kind of want to hang
that
out with him
prank
just to
war
see what
scene. Don't
stupid
be
ass
a
things he'll
wuss.
say.
That part was so memorable. Don't be a wuss.
Oh, I loved
And then
that.
that scene
I
with the worms
loved
where they put
that.
the worms in his sandwich and there's no hesitation with him picking it up and biting it.
Mhm.
They didn't linger on that at all. I was like, "Oh my god,
So good.
that was the cringiest thing. I had never cringed that hard in a movie in so long. Probably not since like probably Ready or Not. There's a really gross scene where she like impales her hand on a nail or something. Like
Mhm.
that type of stuff. It felt like that level of cringe where I'm like, oh
Oh
my
yeah, because
god, I don't want to see it.
you see the worms like
See the worm squirt
squirming,
out.
and like, and it has, yeah, no,
There
it's
is
pretty
no
sick.
thing in the credits that says no worms were harmed in the making, because worms were
No,
definitely
I bet.
maybe I don't know.
Worms
It was
were,
just gross. The prank war was
no. How to eat fried
tasted.
worms, Brink edition. Yeah, no, so this was I had a really great time with it. It's definitely in the top for me
Mhm.
of all that we've done so far. This is definitely like, because Elijah messaged me when he was watching you, and he said he thought it's like this is my favorite one.
Yes, can
And
confirm this is still.
it got me nervous because I was like, shit, what if I don't like it?
Yeah, that would have been
But
fine.
I watched it and I was like, damn, no, he's right. And then when I looked it up, like, and I was seeing like what other people had to say, like what critics had to say and stuff,
Mhm.
seems like everybody's in unison being like, this is the best
Because the
DCOM
stakes are
movie that
high in this,
ever.
like everything that's
And
riding
they're
on
just
everything.
personal too.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
like when
it's not
there's a scene
one of
where
those high
Gabriella,
concepts.
yeah, there's a scene where Gabriella and Brink fight or race, and it's like the tension in that moment. It was insane. You don't know what's gonna happen, and when something does happen and you don't like it, you're like, oh my god, this is getting worse. It was like Uncut Gems. Yeah. Brink, you're getting worse and worse. You can't handle this.
No, this is definitely it sticks out the most because it's just like you said, like it's just like it's not like the other movies that we've seen, like Xenon or Stuck in the Suburbs or Pixel Perfect, where they are these like really high concepts storylines, and they're trying to like put in some relatability with the characters, but in the end it's like, okay, no, this is pretty wacky. Like Pixel Perfect is pretty much the only one in Xenon where I was like, yeah, but this movie, yeah, no, it's less quirky, and it's just fucking honest. And like, I think everyone's been in a situation that Brink has been in, that Brink is in, and that's like one of the things that like that was most shocking to me, because I've never seen a Disney Channel movie like this before.
Because Brink just works like so I said, hard, when you see someone work so hard, you're just like, that's just inspiring to see in a good story of that. You want to see a good story of someone working for something, and that Brink does that very well. That he's chasing something for a reason, and that's a good reason in this movie. It shows that.
Well, it has great messages too, where it's just like, don't, like that. There's this one scene where his dad's giving like this pep talk, and he basically says to him that like a skater isn't who he is, and he keeps saying that his name. He's like, that's who you are.
Yeah, like you skate, but you're not a skater. Like you
that's not sort of who you are.
Yeah, you do that.
It's what you do.
Exactly. That scene, it's in the garage. If you watch the movie, it's very good. That's one of the moments it is or twice. Both of them were the heart to hearts.
I teared up once.
My heart. Yeah, it's revealing twice. It's like that Shrek guy. The security. But I feel like I recognize the sister from somewhere. Can you find out what she was in?
I can already tell you.
There's two lines that I really liked from her. There's where he's asking for advice from his family. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? And she's just like, skate better. Because that's what me and my brother tell each other. We're just like, just do it better. Like, just do it.
I love his response to it. So he's like, oh, skate better. Yeah, he just keeps saying, he's like, skate better. And you hear he gets off frame, and you still hear him say, I just gotta skate better. This is so sarcastic, like, fuck yourself.
And then there's another line where she just tells him like it is. She's just like the parents are like, I don't know what's going on with Brink, and the sister's like, yeah, what a moody little sack of hormones. I was like, holy cow.
It's a line right there. So that girl is also in another Disney Channel original movie that's a classic that people have been telling me to tell us to watch it since we started this. It was Smart House.
Oh,
yep. She was the little girl, little sister in that too. She was just a little sister in a lot of Disney Channel original movies. Like, okay, we need a little sister character who's snarky. Yeah. Call what's her face.
Call her.
Who's what's her face? We don't remember her name. We just kind of just put her in stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, every single person in this movie like was funny, or they had something likable about them, or they had something important to talk about. It was an interesting movie, and even though the slang gets a little ridiculous, especially Brink, man. Brink gets the actor Erik von Detten. He goes a little too hard with the lingo, but
and it seems like he changed overnight too. Yeah, his dad's like, what is going on? It seems like he just woke up one morning and started doing this, and his dad's like, what is going on?
He's like a Bill and Ted type character, saying like he's not saying tubular. I can't think of like the actual words that he was using. He's like saying peace out and shit. Like he just says these things.
Super 90s.
And I'm like, it is super 90s, but it just felt kind of forced. Like you could tell that actor does not know how to talk like that. Yeah, he didn't know how to actually. Yeah, and it's one of those things that you and I are talking about, like with our Mitchells versus Machines review out now. Like how we're talking about, it doesn't feel like, and with Mitchells versus Machines, it doesn't feel like a 80-year-old man is writing this dialogue.
What I was gonna ask you last week, what your nostalgia rating for this movie would be, because I want to start doing it the week before when we introduce it, just to see how we remember. But you had said that you had confused this one with super or motocross because you're like,
Yes, I did.
Motorbikes. So we couldn't do a nostalgia rating last week,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll say the nostalgia rating this week is how it captures the time it was created.
Mm-hmm.
How would you think the nostalgia is for that?
I would say like a 4. I would say
I would
4.
have to agree too. I would honestly, because there's a lot of ska from the get-go. The 90s glow is beautiful, and some shots
Yeah.
like early Michael Bay shots or something, and I'm like, huh, okay. There's like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
sweeping shots of the beach at sunset. And it's like, okay, but I'm not it's not a bad thing because the shot is beautiful. It's just it's
Mm-hmm.
say it's Michael Bay-esque. But yeah, I think nostalgia would be like a 4 because it really captures, I think, a very 90s feel.
Yeah. No, I definitely
So I'd give it a 4 for
agree.
nostalgia as well. What would you give it as a real rating as your age
I
now?
would probably do the same. I'll probably raise it up just a little bit though. I'll do like a 4.3
You gave it a
because
higher
it's
score than
not.
me. I gave it a 4.2.
Oh, no way. Oh, check that
Yeah.
out. Yeah, no, it's a good one. It's definitely the best one. Like with the writing standpoint, with the directing standpoint, with acting, with
Yeah, I could
characters,
take a
like
lot of
all of
stuff.
it is like, yeah, no, it's definitely one of the better ones.